Sasaang. Chan, a tale stitched by fate, torn by shadows.
The boys returned to the farm, their hearts brimming with excitement. It was a golden evening. The sunlight spilled over the fields like blessings from the sky. At the edge of the field, Jinho spotted them first. Yobo! Yobo! Look what your children have brought for you. She pointed, her face glowing with pride. There it was, a brand new tractor, shining in the sunlight like a crown for their land. Minho walked toward them slowly, disbelief written across his face. He placed his hand gently on the steering wheel, feeling the truth of the moment. Samshan, this is for you. This is the dream I buried deep in my heart, and you brought it back to life, my children. His voice trembled. He looked at each of them, love, pride, and gratitude overflowing in his eyes. Just then, neighboring farmers who were working nearby noticed the new tractor and came rushing over. Minho, what a good job your children have done. Not only do they study, they've brought you a tractor to ease your work. Children like this are rare, surely born from the blessings of good karma. Everyone stood silent for a moment. The golden field echoed with warmth. Ajamuni, we can help take your harvest to town in our truck too. It'll be useful for you. Thank you, Sangyo. Gratitude filled the air.
A few weeks later.
The college where Sangyo studied hosted a special event, Youth Day celebrations. Excitement ran through the air as a respected guest arrived. Sasaang, a successful entrepreneur and an alumnus of the same school. He entered with quiet grace and all eyes turned toward him. Later that evening, after watching the cultural performance by Sangyo's team, Sasaang took the stage.
You are not just performing. You're creating something meaningful. From this moment forward, I am offering scholarships to support talented students like you. But this is not charity. Think of it as an investment in your future. When you're in a position to help others, repay it not with money, but by making a difference. You have something rare in your voice, a touch of classical grace. It will take you far.
Years ago, I had an Indian friend. He wasn't a musician, but he was deeply connected to the world of classical music and dance. He knows the right people, the right places. If you're interested, I'll introduce you.
He used to speak of students with voices like yours, full of soul, full of hunger to learn, full of depth and longing.
His fingers trembled, almost invisible to others. Something about the boy, his voice, his eyes. Chan couldn't explain it, but inside a storm was stirring. Was it just coincidence or something long lost, returning in a different form? From that day onwards, every summer vacation, Sangyo and his team began traveling to India. There, they trained in classical music, Carnatic, Hindustani, temple chants, folk rhythms, embracing every sound and silence with equal reverence. Every arrangement, travel, learning, accommodation was taken care of by Sasaang's company. Mr. Hama,
with his deep knowledge and vision, registered the team officially and launched a television channel that documented their journey. Every note, every practice, every breakthrough, using his command over the Japanese language.
He enabled real-time communication. For international viewers, the world began to take notice.
In India, they learned Telugu, Hindi, and along with their own Korean and Japanese, they became multilingual artists.
Their music was a blend of East and West, of tradition and innovation, of pain and peace.
And it all began with a whisper, a tractor, a promise, and the sound of love.
Sangyo's team had grown into one of Korea's most beloved pop groups. But more than their fame, it was the soul in their sound that captured hearts. Sangyo, physically strong, mentally composed, walked like a yogi. His calm nature never wavered even in the presence of beauty or fame. To him, knowledge was sacred. He allowed no errors in discipline, not for his friends, not even for his beloved mother. His face never revealed what his heart noticed, and when he moved, long hair tied back into a low ponytail. He looked like a sage sent by Lord Shiva himself, walking among men. He and Ewon shared a deep bond from horse riding to bike rides. They trained with affection, laughter, and loyalty. His hairstyle became a trend. Girls admired it. Boys followed it. He never asked for attention, but it followed him anyway. In the same school, Sasaang's sister Paro's son, Pal, and her adopted son, Calvin, were also students. Sasaang regularly sponsored the school, and Pal, influenced by this privilege, behaved with a certain pride, always carrying himself as a leader among children.
At the college in Korea, life moved fast, just like the wheels of Sangyo's bike. He wasn't the kind of student who talked much. He didn't need to. His actions, his calm, his discipline, his brilliance spoke louder than any words. Despite coming from a modest background, Sangyo's presence was magnetic. Wherever he went, his proactive nature made people pause. Every teacher in the college admired him, not just for his skills, but for the quiet strength he carried. But admiration often brings rivalry. Paul, the son of Paro, was known for his confidence and wealth. He often extended special privileges to the girls, hoping to win their attention with his generosity. But no matter how many gifts Paul offered, the girls' eyes always followed Sangyo. It wasn't about money. It was about the aura he carried, that invisible pull, that effortless grace. It drove Paul to frustration. Paul couldn't bear the thought of being overshadowed, in the worst part. Even his closest companion, Calvin, sometimes admired Sangyo.
Calvin, an orphan raised by Paro, had no friends in college except Paul. Though Calvin was cheerful, smart, and excellent at racing, he always stood in Paul's shadow.
Calvin. He doesn't talk to you because he's proud. He knows you're better than him. That's why he's jealous of you. But Calvin didn't mind. I don't mind who talks or not. You're good with me, right? That's enough. In truth, Calvin had beaten Sangyo several times in bike races, but the crowd, the college, they always cheered for Sangyo. In the bike races, Calvin had defeated Sangyo many times, but the college crowd, the spectators, They always cheered for Saang-yo.
because he was admired. 'Cause Calvin was an orphan, no one ever stood up or raised a voice for him, not even when he truly deserved it.
The truth never came out. Not even Saang-yo knew that he was receiving the credit for races he hadn't actually won. He simply continued, calm, composed, walking forward as always. Calvin never told anyone, not Paul, not the teachers. He just smiled, quietly proud, but never once trying to claim the spotlight. And that's where their bond truly lived. Not in words exchanged, but in a silent understanding that ran deep between them. An unexpected turn. That pleasant winter, a message arrived. A prestigious invitation. From India, a live concert. A cross-cultural collaboration. A dream waiting on the other side of the ocean. And just like that, a journey began. Toward truth. Toward a destiny none of them saw coming. Sasaang to be continued. Next, the journey to India begins.